$1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool? You?
$1 billion. My three questions are, what do you want? How badly do you want it? And how much are you willing to suffer? And very often, everything revolves around the first question, what do you want? Because a lot of people are unclear what they want from life. They don't sit down and think through. We are writing our own life story every day, and yet we don't think about it. Who do we want to be? Where do we want to live? What life do we want to lead? When we've finished our life, come to the end of our life and look back, what do we want to say that we've done?
To be a doctor, you must pay the price of long years of difficult study. To be successful in selling, and remember that each of us succeeds to the extent of his ability to sell.
Like most people get their income from their job, right? And so because everything costs money, they emphasize the money because everything costs money. And so they think, well, if I can just accumulate more money. And so people obsess. You can't really ever start making a lot of money until you learn how to stop working for money. And that doesn't mean you stop working, you quit your job because you stop working for money. It means you work on things that don't pay you in the beginning. Because a part of wealth creation, a big part of wealth creation is delayed gratification. You have to put off things you desire to do now, and you have to sacrifice some of the things you want to do now on the altar of things you want to do in the future.
You have to sacrifice your lower self to your higher self in order for you to proceed in a healthy manner, to be resilient, but also for you to participate in the covenant that would make for a united society.
What most people do is they do the exact opposite. They sacrifice the long term on the altar of the short term. When making your life better in any arena, you sacrifice the short term on the altar of the long term.
To get anything of value, you have to sacrifice. Do you know that the harder thing to do and the right thing to do are usually the same thing?
There's a choice that we have to make as people, as individuals. If you want to be great at something, there's a choice that you have to make. We all can be masters at our craft, but you have to make a choice. There are inherent sacrifices that come along with that.
The fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
I never forget one time I was running by a graveyard when I was fucking just trying to become, I was fat. And I ran by a graveyard and I looked out there and I have all these epiphanies, man. I have all these fucking moments of it's crazy, man, of just thought. Cause I'm always by myself. I'm always in deep fucking thought about how to be better. And I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers in there fucking just are so upset with how you lived your life and fucking just regret how you lived it. And I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't fucking die like this, bro.
I think like if they can do it, so can I. Now you're like, well, did they have a happy existence? Well, they didn't get to pick the work they did, but it means that you can work. That's if you have the cat behind you. You can work every hour of the day. I'm like, well, if you get to have the cheese and you get to eat the cheese the whole way you're going, then, I mean, there's the famous quote, the person who loves walking walks further than the person who loves the destination.
The guys at the top who become the best, where you call them the dominators, the GOAT of your field or whatever it is, they don't let too many terrible days create negative momentum for themselves. They don't do it. They're just not gonna do it. They're obsessed about stacking good and great days, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, because they know if you do that, the level of momentum created after a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years of doing this becomes so massive that the level of credibility and success you have at that point is probably more than what you deserve. The reason for it is because for 10 years you created so much momentum that it goes like this. Buffett was worth 52 million at 52 years old, whatever the number is, right? He's worth $100 billion today. That's the idea. It's very hard when you go up against somebody that shows up every flipping day where you sit there and say, take a damn week off, go on vacation, Why don't you slow down for a day or a month or 2 months or 3 months? Please, let me catch up. And he or she says, come on down, baby. Not taking that day off or the week off or the month off.
I think back on it, but I was genuinely, as a 16-year-old kid, I was just so locked in, like just on on my craft.
Right.
I just didn't really take a realization on the position that I was in as a 16-year-old kid, you know. And right now, I'm still locked in.
We don't push nobody. We don't make nobody. Like, if you don't want, okay, leave. Like, even yesterday, I was talking with them. It was Saturday, and everybody complained about they tired. What you want? All week you was work hard. End of the week, if you don't tired, this is good question. You have to worry about yourself. But this is Saturday. Your 6th day, you work so hard. Of course, you're gonna tired. Tomorrow rest, and Monday we're gonna begin one more training. If you don't want, go back to Dagestan and stay with your mom. She's gonna give you every day good breakfast. You don't do nothing. Stay there. But if you come here, don't complain. You wanna become best. You wanna become champion. And now you wanna say like you tired? Who cares? You tired or not? Nobody care about you. Nobody care about this.
Yeah.
He was tired. He have personal problem, family. Nobody cares.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing? Like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying. Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something, homie. These women ain't going nowhere.
So one of the guys I was in training with came down to visit me. He was amazed at how I kept the same routine I had 20 years ago. Waking up early, going to the gym, getting after it, going back in the afternoon. I could tell he felt bad, so he started to explain to me why he can't do anymore. Talked about travel, talked about work. So he started asking me, how the hell do you fucking do this shit every fucking day? I said, I don't fucking negotiate with myself. Most of us come out here, we explain away why we can't do shit, and we stick in this negotiation process in our mind. You can't negotiate these things. They're definites. Stay hard.
It's similar to that story about the bamboo tree. It doesn't grow above the ground until like 5 or something years. Remember why you started. Remember why you started. If you're sitting there right now watching this video, and I just said that to you, remember why you started, what was the first thing that came to mind? Who did you think about? I guarantee you thought of someone. And there's no way it can just be about you. Was it your mom? Was it your girlfriend? Your boyfriend? Who did you think about? Who was in the back of your mind when you started to pursue trading? Who did you want to make life easier for? Of course, us. Of course, I wanted to make life easier for me. But I also wanted to flip the script. I wanted to make sure my family never had to worry about money again. I wanted to make sure my girlfriend could pursue her dreams, give her the life she always dreamed of. I wanted to change everything. I wanted to change my life. I didn't want money to be a crutch anymore. I wanted to have time. But not just for myself. I wanted all the people around me to now have time. I wanted people to experience a better life. And I knew I could achieve that through trading. So once I figured that out, that why is what launched me past every single bit of frustration, every single bit of doubt, every single hurdle, every single time I would lose and lose and lose and have a mental breakdown after breakdown after breakdown. If it was just about me, I wouldn't be here today. If it's just about the money, you won't be here today, because I'm here to tell you, you are about to lose a ton of it. At the beginning, you are going to lose a ton of it.
I would like to know when you're in that moment failing and you have to keep going, what do you say to yourself?
What if? A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I started to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked in,
hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success, remind you of what you could have been. And then that fucking spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never gonna be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it gets knocked down, you just keep going, you're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet.
How do you predict these? If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality.
How many times has God showed you something in your imagination that you thought was so wonderful? And then you took it in there to your family and your friends and you shared it with them and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they didn't see it? Because God ain't show it to them. He showed it to you. God put it in your imagination. He don't put it in other people's imagination. Stop telling your visions to other people because they're not going to see it. Why you think you keep imagining opening a business? Why you keep imagining graduating, getting a better job? Why do you keep imagining buying a house? Why do you keep imagining driving a really nice car? Why do you keep imagining getting rich one day? Why do you keep imagining that? Because God is talking to you. He's showing you something that he has for you.
I have an asset, income producing asset window that has assets in it that income can follow. If you don't, like if you're struggling financially right now, it's because you have no assets and you are an asset. Like your work and your time is your only asset. And if that's all you have, for now, that's fine. But man, if you know this now and you keep on living in 5 years from now, that's still all you have, maybe that's a problem. Rich Joe stays broke because he thinks that the primary purpose of money, like he thinks the way you get rich, cash accumulation. And so because, this is, by the way, this is what they taught us to do. Think about it. When you first started learning about money, what did they teach you to do with money? Come on, talk to me, somebody. Save it. You save it, right? You don't, saving money, when you're saving money, you're saving something that's becoming worth less over time. If nothing hits it but inflation, it's becoming worth less over time. What if you looked at it as a tool to be used? Because generational wealth is not an amount. Generational wealth is a system. Cash perpetuation, where cash perpetuates and your cash flow perpetuates after you die. And you can, like all of us can set that up. How? Well, one, by having assets that income can follow. And the assets that income can follow while we're alive, an asset that income can follow even after we're gone.
But if you don't work, if you don't ask him for it, he cannot give it to you because he created us with the power of choice. We make choices every day. If you decide that you will be poor, there's nothing I can do. You're gonna be poor. If you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? Who? If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start. Why not? Who gonna stop you? Unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama, listen to me. I'm going to be rich. Ain't anybody rich in this family. Go in there and sit down somewhere. Get yourself a good job. Oh, mama, you must be right. No, mama could be wrong. Because what you have in your imagination, God didn't show it to your mama. I'm sorry. He showed it to you.
You're going to lose sleep. You'll doubt whether it'll work. You'll stress to make ends meet. You won't finish your to-do list. You'll wonder whether you made the right call and have no way to know for years. This is what hard feels like, and that's okay. Everything worth doing is hard, and the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it.
That's going to be you one day. You just have to not give up. You have to pay your time debt, and you have to remember your why. Me having the why and the reasons that I told you is what literally picked me up. This point right here is where everyone quits. This is where the statistic comes in, where the traders quit and the traders fail. You just have to stay in the game long enough. That's literally it. You have to put yourself through so much pain. And the only way you're gonna get through that pain is if you have that why. So find your why. If you're sitting there and you've now determined who the why is, you remembered, maybe all you needed to do was hear it again from me.
You always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. And the path of the exceptional person is one of an exception, which means that you are not with other people. And rather than fighting that or bemoaning it, see it as an indicator that you're on the right path. Because if everyone else were cheering you on, then it means you're not in the right place, because it means you're just like everyone else, and that's not where you want to be.
If your definition of success is win or lose, giving everything you've got and growing or learning along the way, then you're setting yourself up for success. I really think the biggest cheat code in life is just going after it and not being concerned of whether or not you fail at one specific task. Instead, understanding the big picture, what your long-term goal is, and knowing if you keep driving forward and never fucking quit, in the end you will succeed. I'm astounded by how many people want to be spectacular in life but also want to be normal. By being normal, you are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Exceptional people get exceptional results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and expect to not get what everyone else has got. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results. Yep. Goggins said this in the episode with me, and it gave me chills when he said it. He was like, it's so easy to be successful nowadays because people are weak.
Yeah.
Everybody's weak. Dana White says it as well.
Yeah.
I tell my kids, it is so easy. If you are even a weekend savage, you will run these kids over.
Going into combat, going into war, out of the 100 men that go into war, 10 shouldn't even fucking be there. 80 of them are just targets. 10 do most of, or 9 do most of the fighting. 1 is a warrior. And it's a true quote to life. I saw it going through training, I saw it everywhere I went. There's so many people who just show up to life that shouldn't even fucking be around. And there's few people who do all the work. I wanted to be part of that 9, and I'm working towards being that 1.
I'm not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning. And I look around, and this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different.
But there's your way markers there. But what you're saying is that this is almost like a abstracted lifestyle version of this. These are all of the things that I hate to do. What's the opposite of that?
Yeah.
And the challenge of, I don't know precisely what the exact thing is, therefore I can't move toward it, is one of mine, which is perfectionism is procrastination masquerading as quality control.
I was gonna say it's a fallacy. It's a decision-making fallacy. It's the same. This is why investor frames can be so useful. Like, if you're looking for the perfect investment, you won't find one. There's always downsides. Every investment has risk, right? And so using that frame, you're like, well, there's all these paths. Which one do I choose? It's like, well, you have to. The one thing that's guaranteed is if you keep the money, it will go down in value because it'll inflate, right? So not investing is the only way guaranteed to not get a return on your investment.
The first million is hard, but the second million is inevitable. It's not becoming a millionaire that's important. It's the person that you must become in order to become a millionaire. You have to become a completely different person. You have to develop character beyond 99% of the people in the world. You have to develop honesty and discipline and quality relationships and the willingness and the ability to work and set priorities and all kinds of stuff, because without that, nothing is possible. So once you've earned your first million, then you are the person who can earn a lot of money. And the second million it's never easy, but it's easier.
Okay, you once said, if today I came to the US with $92 in my pocket, I would still become a millionaire in 12 months. But let's be tactical. Pay off that statement. You came in today 92 bucks in 2025, what would you do and how would you do it in 12 months?
Find a need and fill a need. I think, first of all, when I talk about being a millionaire is a state of mind, not a state of account. So if I were broke, I'd be so out of my comfort zone that I'm getting right back in.
When I understood this, I was rich in my mind before I was rich in my pocketbook because I knew what I had needed to do now.